Karen. Nice to see you today. Glad you could make it.
Thank you.
So, what is your concern you have?
Well, where I work, I find we don't have enough resources when a person passes away. And say if a person passed away on a weekend, management isn't there. And there's support workers and myself and families coming in and not only do you have to take care of the person who's dying, but you have to take care of the family, and then you have other patients you got to take care of. So I find it very overwhelming, and there's nowhere to, no other resources to ask for help.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is you feel like you're basically alone in all of this and you have to take everything on by yourself.
Yes, I do feel alone and frustrated, really frustrated. And also, the families are coming in not just throughout the whole day, and it takes a lot of my time explaining what's happening with their loved one or their grandparent. So I'm not saying that a person just dies on a weekend, but overall, I just feel in long-term care and the facility, we just don't have resources at our fingertips like a hospital does.
Okay.
We have a spiritual leader, but they only work certain hours.
Okay.
So.
And so after all this, you must feel very exhausted too, I'm guessing.
Yes, very tired. Yeah.
Do you have anyone to speak with about this when, you're in this situation, like to debrief, so to speak?
Not really.
No.
Because you have to bottle up all your emotions. So you go home and you try to brush it off. And sometimes you can't. And the next day you go to work like nothing, you
have to pretend like nothing ever happened, right? So it sounds like you feel like you have to be this machine, and everybody expects that of you.
Yeah, and you have to put a mask on and just carry on. I know there's, what's it called? Employee assistance. You can go and see counselors there and that. I was thinking of doing that, to be honest.
That sounds like a really good idea. So are they available during the week,
Well,
on the weekends too, or?
I just never phoned. They're probably, I don't know if they're available in the evening because I work during the day. I can't go during the day because I work. So I don't really know what their hours are.
So just out of curiosity, if you were to approach, would it be the directing of nursing? That's the one that you report to, or who?
Well, we have
Who's your supervisor?
We have a unit coordinator.
Okay.
And but she's at a lot of meetings, so she might be off the ward at that particular time or whatever, and the other nurse is busy taking care of her 20 patients. Yes, I can ask her to come help me out, but if somebody's sick on her side, it's hard to so yes, we do.
You don't want to burden her, but
right, but you do work as a team. I mean, but I might have an agency nurse that day.
Okay.
That just walked into that building that day.
And they don't know anything about what's going on.
No. So, or I might have a casual nurse that's not experienced with death. And
okay, so let me clarify. The unit supervisor you refer to her is the person that you report to, right? That person is just their Monday to Friday kind of thing, or not?
She works every other weekend, so she's not on with me on the weekend.
Okay.
Yeah.
So can you just call up during your
phone
shift and then just say, I'd like to make an appointment with you, or is that
like with the unit coordinator?
Yeah.
No, because see, she has a different job description than me. She would be on the ward, say during regular hours, and she would go and check on that patient, but she's busy doing what she has to do too. Because
so she's not really someone then for you to go to debrief with?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Because she's busy with her stuff.
Okay. So
Yeah.
do you feel that there is anybody like that at work? Is there someone that is actually appointed for nurses to go see? No.
Not in the facility.
Really? That is very bizarre concerning the work that you're doing.
Because they had a rabbi, but that's not his responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
He works with the patients
Okay.
and the families. But now he's gone, so now we have a spiritual advisor who's only there only certain hours.
Okay.
She doesn't work, like we do, Monday to Friday, every other weekend. So, and also if we feel family members need support, I'll phone her. But she might not be in.
Okay.
So
But it sounds to me like there's lots of support for the patients and the family, but not the staff, right?
exactly.
Correct?
Yeah.
So
And not just nurses, I'm talking support workers too,
Okay. So when you have a problem or if you're feeling overwhelmed, who do you talk to then, usually?
Other nurses.
Other nurses?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you feel that helps you
It does, in a
stay
certain
back on,
yeah.
get back into
get
your
on
mode?
back on track. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 'Cause
And-
there's a few nurses that are really good, that I can confide in.
Okay. Is it fair to assume that you have meetings every so often that there is someone that you can bring this problem up to, or
It rarely comes up.
really?
We don't have time. It's
The
a
meetings
time
are too
factor.
short?
Yeah, it's a time factor,
Really?
Yeah, everything is time. Your medications, your treatments, our care conferences, charting. It's just and then plus I'm on the health and safety committee, so we have meetings with that, and I have to do certain inspections. So it's you don't really have time to digest it. You know what I mean? Like it's
So it
one
sounds
day
like you're-
rolls into the other, and
Okay. So it's kind of like being a rat on a treadmill kind of thing. You're never ever getting off. You just have to keep going no matter what happens.
yeah. What was I going to say? We did have a hospice nurse, I think she's a nurse from one of the sites, and she came in, but she just talked to us about compassionate fatigue,
Okay.
and that was a couple of years ago. Other than that, and the rabbi will do some of his, but that he'll give some in-services, but that's more to do with the Jewish holidays,
Okay.
So
So again, that's really has nothing to do with directing
support to the
support to the workers. Okay.
It's just to the patients, and also for our education about the Jewish faith.
Okay. With the nurses that you can find, what do they ever offer suggestions about what helps them, or do they kind of just vent and then you move on?
We vent and then we just move on.
Okay. So it helps a little bit, I'm
Yeah,
assuming, just to
yeah.
get a little bit of that stress off your chest.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it sounds like from a structural point of view, management needs to come up with something, a program or a
Well, like I
plan
said, there is employee assistance
assistance.
counseling or whatever it's called, and that is we don't have to pay for it or anything.
Okay.
But again, I don't know if it's during the day that I have to, if I phoned to make an appointment, or if they would accommodate me.
Okay. Have you tried?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe you could start there,
Yeah.
because it doesn't sound like they have too much to offer otherwise, right? So. Yeah, it's a good place to start and go from there. And then if you don't find that that's helping you, then maybe you might have to look outside the facility or consider another job.
Yeah, or quit.
Or quit. And you've been doing this for how long?
30.
30 years. So that's a lot of bottled up emotion and
Well,